And in Heat 9, we have Peter Artemenkov for Crawley, Joshua Hill for Royal Tunbridge Wells Monson, Jack Arnold for Mount Kelly, Elijah Dunn for Swindon Dolphin, Charlie Phipps for Millfield, Harry Langford for the Royal Score Wolverhampton, Oscar Winterburn Team Ipswich, Dominic Bartoletti for Epsom Swimming, Alfie Owen for Wigan Best, and Finlay Mooney for Gloucester City. And these 10 swimmers in a line as they come in to the turn. Wow. Separated by 0.42, all 10 swimmers at the turn. In this heat, we have a 15-year swimmer in lane 5, Charlie Phipps. 16-year swimmers in 9 and 2, Peter Artemenkov and Dominic Bartoletti. Everybody else is 17s and 18s. It's Charlie Phipps in 5 with Joshua Hill in 8. And I think Joshua Hill's going to get there first. It's Hill in 58.4.
So lifetime best, very close. So this is Heat 3. At what stage? We've got Nathan Hilton here in this in the commentary box, and great to have him in. Leads the distance performance pathway. It's the distance endurance events in the pool and of course in the open water. At what stage would you start looking at someone and you think, you know, they're talented? I mean, like, you know, 9 years old, surely too young. 18, maybe too late. At what stage you start, you know, looking and identifying talent?
Yeah, it's a really interesting one. That one of the things that we're looking at the minute, like we've got obviously one of our best ever 1500 lad sat next to us here. If you look at one of the things that we look at behind the scenes, Dan, when he first appeared into our kind of rankings on that event, was 17. And to make it onto the top 25 list as a 17-year-old, he'd only swum this event, the 1500 4 times. So David Davis was pretty similar. He popped in around about that age, and he'd only swum it twice to go to the top of the 17-year-old ranking. So it'd be slightly different for boys and girls. Obviously, girls will mature probably a little bit earlier than what the lads will. But kind of for the girls, probably kind of 14 to 16, they'll start to show. Lads, probably 16 to 18, they'll start to show, I would think.
I think it probably took me a long time to do my first one because I was in denial that it was my event. I remember my coach Adam Baker was like, try 1500, and I was like, no,
I'm still in denial. I'm 61. But do you know what is interesting? And I'm sure he won't thank me too much for saying this to you, Nathan, but I'm sitting next to a guy who looks very fit. He's been in the Olympic final. He's got a Commonwealth medal on a distance freestyle. I'm just wondering whether I can persuade him to consider having a chat about getting back in the pool. And I wonder who would be a good person to talk to should he actually want to do that, Nathan, head of distance swimming for Britain.
Yeah, like Dan's obviously been retired. How long now? A couple of years after Paris?
A year and a half.
Yeah, a year and a half, yeah. I'm sure Adam would welcome him back in Swansea any time, so I think that would be a good starting point if he was interested in it.
I would need some persuasion to do that. But I tell you what, I am watching these now. I'm watching these boys in the pool, and I'm a bit jealous. Henry Norman is taking this breaststroke out really strong. He's ahead at the moment, long underwater, as we spoke to Hannah Miley about earlier.
Yeah, did you swam 400 IM as a youngster as well, Dan?
I did. It was my first national medal, so yeah. I didn't get my first national medal until I was 18 years old, which a lot of people get their first one when they're about 14, 15. I was 18, so you know, age is just a number. Every athlete is different.
Yeah, absolutely. We had, I remember coaching Alice Deering, and when I coached her, she actually won a European Junior medal before she won her first national medal. Won European Junior Open Waters, and then came back and won nationals that summer.
That's amazing, isn't it? Absolutely extraordinary. We'll just give you a quick update on this. This is Heat 3 of this men's 400 metres individual medley, and up there in lane 3, Lachlan Beasley of City of Manchester Aquatics going very well in the breaststroke. Really high stroke recovery, almost PTS, that isn't it? And then down here in lane 8, Henry Norman of Bromley. Of course, we use all 10 lanes, so lane 0 at the top and lane 9 closest to us, and Alfie Owen in 9 going very well at the moment, turning 5th, but he's not that far behind the leaders. The leader up there in lane 3 is still Lachlan Beasley of Manchester, with Henry Norman 2nd. Just about in lane 6, Frank Lamb of Millfield also going very well. And I'm sure that Nathan will be watching these athletes with great interest just to work out whether we're going to start seeing any of them starting to move into contention for consideration for, what is it, consideration for selection, consideration for being looked after, what is it, what do you do?
Yeah, so like obviously this week these lads will probably be a bit more around the European junior team, so obviously there's consideration time as part of the selection policy for that, and yeah, like we'd be keeping an eye on these guys to see where they're at in relation to that.
Well, there's some very good swims to be done so far, not least of which in this session the women's 4 IM, well under the European junior consideration time, was Emily Smith. What a year she had, double European junior champion.
So the swimmers are Ben Carlisle for Grantham, Harry Langford for the Royal Score Wolverhampton, Charlie Phipps for Millfield, Jack Hurry for Northampton, William Davis for Newquay Cormorants, Alfie Owen for Wigan Best, Oscar Winterburn for Team Ipswich, Harry Robinson for Reeds of Cobham, Joseph Bale for Mount Kelly, and Joshua Hill for Royal Tunbridge Wells Monson. And it's Charlie Phipps who's leading the way. Charlie is a 15-year swimmer, and there is another 15-year swimmer in lane 1, Joseph Bale, who turned there in 6th place. We will be confirming 2 finalists for the 15 years final then at the end of this heat. We also have 3 swimmers in the 16 years age group. Ben Carlisle at the top of the picture, William Davis in lane 5, and Harry Robinson in lane 2. So we will have 3 new qualifiers for the 16 years final after this heat, and 2 for the 15 years final. Charlie Phipps turning at 100 metres in a split time of 62.51. Second at the turn, Alfie Owen, who's a 17-18 swimmer. So these two out in front. It's Alfie Owen and Charlie Phipps, the leading 2. Alfie has a PB of 209.89 and Charlie 210.46. We're going to be getting close to that. Joseph Bale turning 3rd, 137.56. Joshua Hill going well in lane 0. And Harry Robinson as well. Those 3 swimmers closest to us having a good race among themselves, I would say. And now Joshua Hill's up to clear 3rd. So it's Alfie Owen, Charlie Phipps and Joshua Hill in that order. Alfie Owen's PB 209.89. Can he beat it? Yes, he can. 208.78. In this heat, it's Archie Maguire for City of Sunderland, Noah Gambrudes for City of Birmingham, Leo Talbot for Bolton Metro, Harry Cook for Aberdeen Dolphins, Harrison Galloway for City of Bristol, Benjamin Beale for City of Sunderland, Finley Bennett for South Lanarkshire, Harry Pearce for Mount Kelly, Alfie Owen for Wigan Best, and Roger Davis for Bristol and South Gloucestershire. Harrison Galloway is the first to turn then in 27.11. We have one 15-year swimmer here, Archie Maguire, on the far side of the pool. And Archie will definitely qualify for his final if he can beat 219.25. So Archie Maguire's target, 219.25. He's right at the top of the screen there. Harry Cook turning in exactly 60 seconds from back to breast. And Harry is in the 16 years age group. You'll remember Nikolai Cisnet, who's the fastest 16-year swimmer so far, turned in under 60. But watching Harry Cook here, I think Harry's breaststroke probably puts him ahead of Nikolai when we get to the final turn. In terms of qualifying for a final, we are concentrating on Archie Maguire in lane 9. He's the only swimmer here who can definitely secure a place in a final, turning in 143.36. He needs to beat 219.25. And I think That is probably going to happen for Archie Maguire. Our leader is Harry Cook then. And Harry's PB is 212.48. He's going to smash that. Harry Cook, new PB, 209.38.